Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live Coding Happy Hour. It is Friday, so that means we are kicking back and relaxing and opening up some cold ones and then trying to code something live without preparation to really showcase some of the features that we have coming out in ServiceNow. Thank you for joining us. If you are new to the ServiceNow content, this is a show that the developer program puts on that is here just for the developers and anybody that's building within the ServiceNow community. This is for you. And if you're joining us for the first time, this is actually we're in the middle actually near the beginning of our Vancouver content. I think do we have the button yet? Oh, we don't have the thing up here.
Oh.
There it is, next to Lauren's face right there is the Vancouver release thing. The other way, yeah. If you see that in the upper right corner of your screen, that means this is Vancouver content, and that means if you see this logo anywhere, then you know you're in the right place for all the new things coming out in Vancouver. If you want to see the rest of our content calendar, you can go to our content calendar at devlink.sn/Vancouver. Sweet. So we have a few people on our stream today to talk through, make fun of me as I try to build stuff today. And we're going to go ahead and do introductions. Hi, everybody. My name is Earl Duque. I am a developer advocate here at ServiceNow. I just celebrated my 2-year anniversary, but I was a developer for different companies doing ServiceNow work for about 5-6 years before I joined ServiceNow. And so I built my reputation as the one that builds weird stuff. So I'm excited today because I have some weird things planned out. And I don't know if they'll work, but we'll see what happens soon enough. But pass it over to Lauren.
Awesome. Hey, good afternoon or good morning or good evening. My name is Lauren McManamon. I am also a developer advocate on the same team as Earl. I just celebrated my 6-year anniversary here at ServiceNow. I am the graphic person on the team. I'm the one that likes to make all the little pretty pictures. So if you're seeing stuff like that, it's probably coming from me. And I will kick things over to Mr. Andrew Barnes.
Oh, happy day, everybody. I'm Andrew Barnes. I'm a product success director here at ServiceNow. I used to be a developer advocate, and it's such a joy to be back here on Live Coding Happy Hour. I have been doing ServiceNow development. This year was my 10th Knowledge in a row that I attended. So I've been doing this for a little over 9 years. I've been at ServiceNow for just coming up on my 5th anniversary, I think, next month. And so excited to be here today.
5 years. Nice.
And hello, I'm Victor Chen. I'm a principal product manager at ServiceNow. I do enablement for our virtual agent product and as well as our generative AI product, which you're going to get a little bit of a taste of today. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me. And I'll turn it back to Earl.
All right. So before we jump into the content and start building stuff, we call it Live Coding Happy Hour for a reason. Shout out to everybody in the audience that knows what we're doing. But that means it's happy hour. It's Friday. Let's relax. It's end of the work week. And what's more fun than coding than trying to code while you're slightly been down a drink or two? So we drink while we do this, and we all have different drinks. So we're going to introduce our drinks now, and at the end we're going to rate our drinks. Basically say how we feel about them. I'm drinking a Guinness Nitro cold brew coffee. Anything with coffee nowadays is my go-to. I have 2 young daughters and they don't let me sleep, so that's what I'm drinking.
Damn, that's a good idea. Last night I did a late night developer meetup, so I was also on the struggle bus caffeination wise. But I just picked a ginger ale because when I get eepy, my stomach hurts a little bit. So ginger ale always helps. What have you got on deck, Andrew?
It's definitely the end of my day and the end of a long week. So today I've got some Jefferson's.
Hell yeah.
Is, some lovely bourbon whiskey in my lovely little glass here.
Very cool. Well, I'm drinking some LaCroix limoncello. Sorry about the blurred background, but I think you all know what a LaCroix can looks like. And yeah, limoncello, which I don't usually get this flavor, but it was available at the store, and I still probably more of a tangerine, watermelon kind of guy. Don't know if I'm totally sold on lemon and whatever cello is supposed to stand for.
I like how your background is like no free product placement here. We're blurring out that label.
Limoncello is if Anders is in the audience today, he brought a homemade limoncello to one of the knowledge conferences, and we all got in trouble drinking it in the middle of the floor at the conference.
Does Vegas rules count if you make it yourself? I guess the answer is yes.
In The Hague, yeah. Though.
Oh,
okay, that's different. Like Vegas, like they insist that you drink something. So
yeah, I mean, how can I say no to homemade limoncello though? Okay. Anyways, thank you everybody for announcing your drinks. For everybody in the chat, if you have any questions about what's going on, or if you have any suggestions, or if you just want to generally make fun of me, feel free. I don't mind. So we're gonna jump into it. The topic today is Generative AI Controller. Okay, Generative AI Controller. I'm not gonna do too long of an intro on it because I want to just jump right into it. But the controller is basically our way of allowing our developers, our creators inside the ServiceNow platform to be able to implement generative AI in all the things that you're making. So whether it be enhancing a current out-of-box app, or enhancing a custom app or a custom scope that you're making, the generative AI controller is there for you to be able to build stuff as you please. So other generative AI stuff and other AI stuff is popping up all over the platform. But we're today talking specifically about the generative AI controller and how the controller works. I'll actually be walking you through this, and you'll be able to see it from very beginning all the way to implementation. But the general high overview is you are going to connect ServiceNow to a third-party LLM or AI provider, and then configure your instance, and then you can start making stuff. So we're going to show that live, hopefully on air right now, and then we're going to start building silly stuff. Okay, so before we get there, just a couple of pages I want to highlight. If you go to our description of this YouTube video, you'll actually see the links for these already. So there's already a newly launched generative AI page on the ServiceNow.com main site, just talking about all of our partnerships, different use cases. So at a high level business view, you can take a look at that and see what's going on in there. And then on our dev blog, so devlink.sn/blog, the last entry is basically the stuff I'm going to be showing you off at the beginning of this on how to get started, and a full walkthrough that is here. And then now, as I get ready to jump into actually setting it up, the main thing I want to make sure to point out to everybody that a lot of the things that we're going to be all the things I'm previewing today, including some surprise stuff that I might show off if we have time, is in what we call limited release. And so if you won't be able to see this in your PDI right now, but once it gets into general availability, then you'll be able to start doing these things too. If your company is interested in getting access to these things earlier, talk to your account reps, talk to them about how you can get into the controlled go-to-market limited release availability pool. That was a lot of words. Okay, we're gonna get started. Did I miss anything, Victor, Andrew, Lauren? Is there anything? Okay.
Nope.
I think you're perfect.
Okay, so
we've got happy mugs, we've got intros, we're ready to build.
Yeah, okay, so I'm in a PDI right now because I was able to get it installed on my PDI. But before we jump through the PDI, there's one thing we need to get first, is we have to go get an API key for OpenAI. And so openai.com, and then I search for API. Let me go to the API, because what we need to do here first is get a key. So once you get into OpenAI, and I'm using OpenAI for this one.
So we currently only see your developer PDI screen. Is that what we're supposed to see?
Interesting.
Yeah, we're seeing the dev site.
I was like, oh, is he doing that to hide the key information?
Interesting. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me we're doing this live. Let me reshare.
That's an example of why this is the fun live stream.
We're getting there. Don't worry.
Here it comes.
Okay, we're here.
Woo!
Yay!
Earlier, what I was saying, I don't think I showed this, but yeah, the generative AI homepage,
Okay.
the
That makes a lot
blog
more
that
sense.
shows all the walkthroughs. I was scrolling through these things thinking you all saw this. My bad.
No, it's all
Okay,
good.
so I went to
We've got the
openai.com and I logged in. And then from there, you'll see API. So that's what you want to click on.
Currently,
And
is
then-
this the only provider that ServiceNow can interface with for its Gen AI tools?
Yeah, so right now in this first release, the two ones you can connect to is either OpenAI or Azure OpenAI. I'm gonna be using OpenAI today, but if you have an Azure OpenAI AI key, some of those things, a lot of those ones will have has its own kind of like built-in things to its large language model.
Yeah.
And so it's just whichever one you have access to. If you want to just play with it and stuff like that, OpenAI.com has a free trial period with a generous amount of usage, and so feel free to just go to OpenAI.com to get your own key, which I'm showcasing right now. So if I go here and I say view API keys, you're going to create a new secret key, name it something. I'm going to put the privacy shrubbery up real quick.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, should this be up?
There it is. Okay, so I just created it. When you press the
cute.
create button, it shows it once. So make sure you actually save that key. Once you press this create secret key, make sure you save it, and then you because you'll never be able to see that key again. You'll have to generate a new key if you forgot to save it.
I see one question from Vivek in the chat is, when this is available, when will this be, like, will it be in the ServiceNow store, or how will this be turned on?
So you'll request the app from the ServiceNow store, so store.servicenow.com. And then when you have that entitlement on, you'll be able to install the plugins on your instance. And I'll show you where to find those plugins once I get past this key part.
Sweet.
Okay, so I have my key saved from OpenAI. I don't need to be here anymore, so I'm going to go back to my instance. Is it called all applications? All available applications? Yeah, okay, all available applications. So we're actually going to demo this new app manager on Tuesday. So if you are interested in seeing all the new features here, tune in on Tuesday to Creator Toolbox. But I've already entitled myself to the plugin. So you'll see it here. So here's the 3 plugins that I installed. When you install the Generative AI Controller, it'll install the other 2 automatically. And what it says a spoke. So if you're used to ServiceNow, the spoke is like integration hub spokes. So how it works is you use the Generative AI Controller, and then depending on which service you're using, it will automatically utilize the spoke through there. So that's what it is. Oh, and I see Victor is answering a question in there. So we have future models being worked on to be included on here, including NVIDIA NeMo, and then the ServiceNow Now LLM, but those are all in the future. So at this initial release, these are the 2 that you have options for, is OpenAI and Azure OpenAI.
Yeah, and just because you installed those 2 spokes doesn't mean you have to use both of them. You're probably just going to use either one.
Right, and that's one of the cool things too, is I'm going to show you how I set it up, but you're going to be able to switch models in the future if you want to change models. And it's like, but because you're still using the Generative AI Controller, even if you switch models, your stuff will still work, theoretically. So that's really cool. Okay, so I have the key. I need to put it somewhere. Connection and credentials. And if you get here, you'll see that there's already a OpenAI OpenAI credential. So I'm going to open that. And there is a related link. It says create new connection and credential. And this is where you will put your key. There it is. And create. If you're just tuning in, we're just setting it up, and then we're going to get into the fun stuff. Okay, so I've connected my key to the OpenAI spoke. And now there's one last configuration that we have to do, and that is the property, which here it is, this one. This property.
I can never remember names of prop. I always have to copy them. I exclusively, because they're always
Right,
like
using your own blog to answer your own question is A+ work.
kind of a serve in reality. Yeah.
Or
A great demo of why the
I don't
blogs are
memorize
useful.
these. I just do asterisk generative. I know the word generative is in there somewhere. It's just asterisk generative, and it's there somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
I should have. But that's the one you're looking for. So here you'll see the 2 choices right now are either OpenAI or Azure OpenAI, and all you have to do is say which one you're using. And so, like I said earlier, if you eventually change to Azure OpenAI, you just have to, this is the property to change. That's it. And you'll be
And so
good to go on the new one.
with that, my application doesn't necessarily need to know which one I'm using.
Right,
It's-
exactly.
And so, from a developer standpoint, the admin could switch out which one we're using, and it doesn't affect me essentially.
I will say
Nice.
the most comments we've gotten so far are about your cool bouncing logo. So that's a win.
That's how you know if you're in one of my instances, because the ServiceNow logo at the top is it's that animated bouncing one.
It's cool.
It's on my GitHub if you want that logo for your own instances. If you want it.
You should
I was
be
trying to see if there was a link for that. There is not on the little handy links.
No, I'm like, I don't know if that's on. It's not approved by brand, so I'm not gonna. I don't want it. I guess I am advertising it.
On the right and crush the letter I and then look at you awkwardly.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's a Pixar reference.
Oh yeah, I get it. I was about to in one of these versions, my face is the eye, but it
Really?
was
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was too small for it to notice. Okay, so now we have we're set up. That's how fast it is to set up the generative AI controller. And so now I'll be able to utilize the generative AI controller in Flow Designer, in scripting, in Virtual Agent, basically all the places that we've enabled it in this first version for. And one of the easiest ways for me to do it is in a flow. And so my goal right now is to show off a very simple use case of summarizing incidents. And so I'm just going to create a flow. I know I should make this in a subflow, but I just want to be able to create it quickly. I've been naming things.
Naming things is hard.
I've been naming things based off of video games I'm playing. So that's Baldur's Flow 3. So skip door. We're gonna go off of the create record. When a record is created on the incident table, because I know I have demo data there for it.
Yeah, it's always a nice default.
And we're gonna say when the description is not empty, because we're gonna go based off of description. Yeah, not empty. Okay, so now when I go into the actions for this flow, we're gonna actually be able to see generative AI stuff is in here under the controller, and here are the ones that are out of the box. Generate content, generic prompt, Q&A, which is part of Now Assist. A sentiment analysis, which was not shown during Tech Now, so that's new. So if you tune into Tech Now, you'll see that this was just recently added. And then a summarize.
Analysis. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, maybe if we have time, I'll play with it too. But let's just do this easy summarize one. So we're gonna make it based off of the description of the case, and then whatever it comes up with, let's add it as a workout.
So I assume this one will take, the summarize one is like taking like a large amount of text and turning it into a shorter amount of text with a good summary, correct?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Does it have like a length it tries to hit? Like as far as like, in like 90 words or less?
I'm not sure.
We'll find out.
Victor, do you know what the prompt is in the background for summarize?
Yeah, the prompt is pretty straightforward. Just basically summarize this block of text. To your point, Lauren, so for those of you who are using OpenAI or Azure and OpenAI before, you probably used the term tokens, and we actually specify a max number of tokens to use, which is about 500 for the output. For the inputs, it'll consume as many tokens as it needs, as much as you give it. But yeah, it's going to be about 500 tokens. Not to say that's going to try to hit all 500. That's just the max.
Makes sense.
Okay, I need a description. Don't hate me for this, but give me an example.
It's a bit recursive to use AI to generate the longer form that the other AI is shortening.
I just go to Wikipedia and I just download the article of the day and I paste it in there. So it could be about, butterflies, migration patterns, and I'll just do that.
That's too funny, though, Earl.
Oh my gosh,
too funny.
This is way more information than I needed for this. Okay, calm down, Chat GPT.
Damn, it's like, you want an example? I'll get you an
Okay,
example.
I'm just gonna do this stuff right here. Goodness. Where's my incident? Okay, perfect. I'll just copy paste that there, and I'm gonna save this, and I've already activated the flow, so it's now should be accessing it in the background. There it is. Perfect. Easy. There it is. So all of this right here was summarized to I have a problem with my drive Z. They provided additional information if you need it, etc. There you go. First use case installed. Okay. So I mean, I know we're 20 minutes in to the show.
We already got
You
it.
won. It's over.
Yeah. Have a great Friday, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
The show is brought to you by.
Yeah.
So my drink was. I'm just kidding. No, but like, this was one of the things that I kept saying was so great when we did the hackathon at Knowledge this year. Was we got to give this to anybody that wanted to compete in our generative AI category, and half our teams participated in that category, which was great. But people came up with the craziest things. People were making so much cool stuff, and they all made it within the 8 hours time span. And I mean, outside of not showing you all that I installed the plugins beforehand, just because like that was I had to get it onto my PDI. I did everything within the show, talking over it too. So even if I wasn't talking over it, I probably could have done that faster. That's how fast it is to get the controller set up and implemented into different use cases. And so now, I mean, that was like my one main planned like demo of it. Now I just let's just start making fun stuff.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to actually try the sentiment analysis thing.
What does that mean? Like analyzing it for tone?
Yeah,
Or-
basically.
Yes.
Like, oh, this person's real mad at you. You better watch out.
It'll analyze like the tone of the text, and then it'll output either like I think it's positive, neutral, or negative.
Okay, is that so those are the
I think
potential.
so. Yeah.
Okay, well let's try that. And this is still the same, still works.
Is there some famous movie monologue that we could copy and paste in to see the sentiment? My brain goes to, did you ever watch Jersey Shore? Do you remember the note, like the famous note that was written in Jersey? It's really inappropriate. It wouldn't be good for the live stream, but I mean, I'd love to know the sentiment on that note.
That's fun that you thought of that. Yeah, so I've used this in the past, not specifically the generative AI sentiment analysis, but sentiment analysis on incidents using a Microsoft tool in the past. And folks that were using it, the reason they used it was to get some essence of how angry someone was over the problem. Like, so they would help guide their priority decisions based off of and who would get assigned to a thing. So they're folks that were more patient in dealing with the really angry customers would get routed to them. So there's lots of things that sentiment analysis unlocks. That's just one of them, but
Wow,
that's one I've actually seen in use.
yeah,
So
that's crazy. It's already in use.
I must have not saved the thing because it did summarize again. So I think I must have misclicked. Yeah, I think I hit that again. My bad. So let me redo this real quick.
Can I say how much I love that the field name is Utterance? That's the name of the field, or the input. It's like, what's the utterance of this message? That sounds so like dramatic.
Well, they probably got that from the NLU days, because an NLU query is referred to as an utterance, and you have many utterances of intent.
Oh.
And so forth. So yeah, that's probably where they got it from.
I did not know that. That's a fun little history fact for you for today.
Let me resubmit that just because I messed that up. I'm gonna have to keep coming up with new games. So,
Everyone's now roasting me and be like, duh, Lauren, it's an NLU. So I didn't know.
Asking questions is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should there. It's a negative sentiment. So it looked at this and it's saying, oh, based off of them saying a lot of exclamation points, probably what happened
Denied.
angrily, get this fixed ASP. Now quickly you'll be able to say like, hey, some of our more angry cases, we might like go into it understanding that they're already frustrated, and so
Yeah.
like if that can inform your response to them to make sure you mitigate their anger, then that is important. Or I actually just came with this idea. So let's say if for logic, if negative, if
deprioritize it. I'm just kidding. Priority is 0.
if it was negative,
Assign it to Lauren.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Generative AI. Let's do.
And send it to Bill McDermott at ServiceNow.com, and he can take care of it.
I feel like this is something that my apartment manager might already have because she only responds to my emails when I get mad. So she might be already utilizing this. She's got some inside information.
So I'm gonna have it. If it's negative, I'm gonna have it write a funny joke to cheer up the
Ooh. I like where this is going.
and then have that. Can I just add comment?
That'll diffuse the situation.
That'll be great.
Yeah, they won't think that's mocking at all. Like, oh, you're upset? Here's a joke to cheer you up.
Yeah, it's got a pat on the head. It's like, they're there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I press activate? Was that no? I could activate. I have saved every single time I finish this page, and I hope all of our recurring viewers of Live Coding Happy Hour are proud of me because I used to never do that.
I'm also proud of the name of the flow, Baldur's Flow 3.
Running out of games. Flow the Diver. That's a deep cut if people know that one.
I'm guessing Overflow 2 was used at some point in the past.
Oh, we'll do Overflow 2 because I was playing Overwatch 2 for a while, and then I got mad at Overwatch. So we'll see what happens. So it should
like it give me.
So it should show a negative, and then it should give me a joke.
I'm also very impressed with how quickly it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what is
Oh
this?
my gosh,
goodness.
you
You gave a lot of jokes.
It's like you're really upset. Here's 10 jokes.
10 jokes.
Oh, here's the condescending part right here. Laughter truly is the best medicine.
I can't fix your stuff, but at least you can smile about it.
10 jokes might be too many.
Okay,
Why
so
did
I
this
mean,
snail paint an S on its car? So
I
people
kind
would
of feel
say,
weird because this like 30. We're only 30 minutes in, and like every use case I'm coming up with is working well.
nothing's broken.
I want to test one more thing. So let me make a new flow actually, because I thought about this morning and I wanted to see how well it worked. Give me another game. Someone name a game.
Animal Crossing.
Diablo.
Animal flowing.
Animal Flow.
New Horizons.
New Horizons.
Great game. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Incident.
Just a tick, Earl. I think the video is trying to catch up with you.
Are people?
So,
I haven't talking about the audience. I haven't been reading the chat. Hasn't any?
I have been. I've been keeping my eye on the chat. A lot of them are chatting amongst themselves, and we've been answering the questions that have been popping up, and also Victor's been in the chat too. So.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think that Guinness coffee is getting to your mouse and keyboard speed. That's all. So just take it down a click, and I think people will be able to follow better.
I'm just so excited. Okay.
Well, can we describe what do all the actions do? I think that might be a good place to pause and kind of go through what the out of box ones for Gen AI are covering.
Sure. I look at the flow the generative AI controller spoke, see what it comes up with. So generate content is like what I said earlier, is like give it a prompt and it'll come up with something. So I told it, give me a joke. Victor, correct me if I'm wrong. Being able to like explore, basically giving the large language model basically whatever you want without it being an idea of, I want you to come up with something for me. But you could say whatever you want to. It's kind of like a testing thing.
Yeah, it's as close to a ChatGPT experience as it wants, because you're just asking GPT 3.5. By the way, I think you're calling GPT 3.5. You can call 4 if you want, but 3.5, ask whatever you want. It'll give you anything. Yeah.
Okay. Q&A is there specifically for Now Assist capabilities. That's what I keep reading. I'm not sure how to say more than that. Sentiment analysis is that positive, negative, neutral, I think is the options you said, Victor, that it'll come up with. And then summarize is the generic. We're going to, whatever block of text you give it, then it's going to try to summarize it in a coherent manner, based off of what it thinks is the best way to summarize it.
Phil has an interesting suggestion. He's proposing that we build basically a new, what was the name of that bot that would play chess? That was really famous. Watson. Like we could build Watson on ServiceNow with like prompt and response and just a million loops of like what it should do.
I'm pretty sure I put a spending limit on my API key, so theoretically we could and let it just run until it decides to stop. Yeah. But I don't want to lock out my cap for the month quite yet. But what I wanted to try to right now was I wanted to I'm going to use a generic prompt because we haven't used it yet. And I'm going to say, take the following text and summarize it, and redo it in only emojis.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
I put a colon.
Say like, in the language of Shakespeare or something, but let's see emojis.
Yeah, we can try Shakespeare after this because I'll have made this so it'll be easier. It'll be easy to. Actually, let's set that up because we can.
So you're going to take the original and save it as a variable so you can easily recycle it, right?
Yeah. So we're going to make that and then take the following and redo it in. We'll take out this and put that there. Okay. I need to set the variable. Oh wait, I have to do that in here.
Oh, you're doing the John. Oh, that's even better.
One of these days, we'll get you to use subflows.
One day, I could just press convert to subflow now.
A boy can dream.
What did I say? Emojis, sorry. And then we need to add it as a work note.
That'll be interesting to see if this AI interprets the meaning of the emojis correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like the vibe of certain emojis that like a peach, right? It could be a peach. It could be something else. So it'd be funny to see how it grows over time to learn how people utilize them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're also getting the request to have it talk like a pirate. That's always a winner from Mike.
Okay, we can try that next. I want to.
That is always a winner.
So let's get this started. Another game.
Grand Theft.
Oh, you made me think of Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
That's fun.
Let's
catch the movie.
My laptop is broken. I don't want to go to the office with a broken laptop. I also am hungry for a
Four.
pizza.
Nice.
Please reach out to me on my phone.
Reach
Oh.
out to me on my phone. Banana.
Are you a
For
minion?
scale. Banana for scale.
I don't know. Let's see what it does with that. Oh, did I not act? Oh, okay, there it goes.
Oh.
There you
Wait,
go.
did it as like different lines, as different like sentences. That's fascinating.
Okay, wait, let's compare it.
Yes.
My laptop is the other one is
Oh,
ruining
you got
too.
jokes.
Oh.
I forgot to deactivate the other one. Okay, my laptop is broken. I don't want to go to the office with a broken laptop.
I'm hungry for potatoes.
What was that line?
Call
Something about my phone.
Contact
Reach
me
out to me on my phone.
Yeah.
banana. For
and
scale.
For
The
scale.
ruler.
scale. It's a ruler. Okay. For scale? Question mark. Oh yeah, that works. See,
That is amazing.
this is the true power of AI. This is our pinnacle, everybody. This is what's going to replace us in the future as robots. No, the having a good prompt is what really gets it really going. So somebody said pirate talk, right?
Yeah.
If I don't see a matey in there, it's over. Game over.
Okay, so that still should work. Save. Activate. And
Lauren, you seem like someone who would know.
Other flow.
I got it. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Victor. I got to deactivate the other flow. This is why we always have guests on this, because people remind me to do it the proper way. Okay. Incident.form.
What's a pirate's favorite letter, Lauren?
Well, that's they're like, no, it's there's another version of that joke where it's C, right? No, it's the C.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be R, but
it's
it's the C they love.
Nice.
I need a description. Hold on. Where did my chat?
I'm telling you, we got to have a movie monologue in there somewhere. Do the one from Everything Everywhere All at Once, the laundry one. That is definitely in text somewhere. Somewhere in another lifetime, I'd love to be doing laundry in Texas with you. Oh, it's such a sweet monologue.
Where is it?
Where is it?
I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to find it.
Maybe there.
This is what we're spending our time on.
I mean, hey, y'all, you've already kicked so much butt. We have the opportunity to do silly stuff.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it needs to be longer.
Damn.
Whatever.
Let me see if I can pull it
up. Here, let me just add the other description from incidents in there. Just
sorry, I didn't mean to make it hard.
No, just to make it sure it's lengthy. Oops, that's the one. Oops. It's going to be a very different mood change in the middle of that one. Okay, so we're making it redo the description as pirate talk.
Yep.
Even though ye have broken me heart yet again, I be wanting to say, in another life, I would have really liked just doing laundry in Texas with ye, matey.
Matey.
I be needing me files for the product launch. This be working yesterday. What happened? Okay. I've been able to do so. Like one thing I did when I was like playing around with this like a month ago or something was I was making it take the entire ticket and then summarize it as like a 4-line poem. Because I was like, if I was going to do a summary, might as well like make it really fun for the people internally reading it.
Yeah.
And it worked out really well. So there's stuff like that.
Haiku? Or can it translate to different languages?
Yeah.
Kaushik says, read the error message. Get this fixed ASAP, you scurvy dog.
Pretty great. It's pretty great.
Okay. I guess since we have time to jump around a little bit, if I'm in, so what I've been doing with some of these like flows and stuff like that, sometimes I will just get the create code snippet for it and like just use that and generate that from and put this into like my server scripts and stuff like that. If you go back to the blog, there's like you can copy and paste these into your scripts to get it to start generating these things in basically anywhere you want to script. So in a service portal widget or a server script like a business rule and stuff like that. So you can start doing it that way. Is there a more direct way to script it outside of this, Victor?
Yeah, there is. I'm looking at the docs now, but you can call these capabilities through a script. Let's see here. I'm looking through my notes here.
Because this is pretty direct also, because you can genericize this and not be part of a flow, running a flow and just give it new inputs and then make it run. And that's what I put in this blog post on how to generate it without having to do a full flow or anything attached to it. So there's that. But yeah, you can call things directly with just inputting parameters. So I think that's a cool way to do it.
You can create I'm just reading off the doc. So you can create a request array, and part of that array, you have your payload with your prompt, and then you just add the capability ID, that being, summarize, generate content, etc. And you just plop that in somewhere and execute it and it runs. So, long story short, yes, it can be scripted if you want.
Awesome. Link me later so I can add that to the show notes and then update the blog with all that too.
Yeah, you can use the controller through scripting, through the flow designer, as you just saw, and in the virtual agent designer. So if you want to incorporate these capabilities in a virtual agent chat, like generic prompt, if you want to have like a Chat GPT-like experience in virtual agent, you can just drag and drop that into your virtual agent designer, and away you go.
Nice. Okay. So this is about the time where, since all of our the emoji thing worked, so that was good. I had a note to try that, so that worked fine. Now since we have time, I guess it's like Andrew helped me troubleshoot a couple of things yesterday and said, hey, why don't you also test this thing? And I was like, ooh, can I? He's like, why not? And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So on this PDI, I also have the new Now Assist for Creators installed, which means I have access to things like text to code. And so, what would be I'm on incident table right now. What would be an easy thing to do? I'm like blinking out.
Something easy to do on the incident table would be, search for any related incident tasks that aren't closed, and cancel. Like cancel if you find any related incident tasks that aren't closed.
Do they have to be like linked for that to work, or can they just be like at the same period? How will it know if they're related?
So the way I was phrasing it and thinking of it is like child incident tasks, and you don't want to close the parent if the children are still on. The different use case would be find me all the related incidents, and then that could do a search of like keywords. So this one would be directly related by the incident field on the incident task table, which is what it returned to us.
That's was crazy. It was so fast, just like instantly put in all that that code.
So what Earl did there was he put in a prompt in that comment and invoked the code generation, and it gave him a grayed out suggestion, and he accepted it, and then he's adjusting it. And one of the things to know when you're using something like generative AI, especially in a code scenario, is it's going to give you more generic suggestion and interaction. then perhaps the standards are for your organization. And so you did it real quickly without saying anything. You snuck right in there and you changed the variable name because that is most likely going to conform to your organization's coding standards. And the generative AI doesn't know your coding standards. And so even if it got you the essence of what you wanted, you still need to review it, understand it, just like any other code you get from anywhere on the internet. You still need to understand what it did, make sure it's following your organization's good practices before you ship this code and use it.
In fact, it was so quickly. I think a couple people maybe missed what was happening. So do you mind doing that again?
Yeah, let's
for
do
us,
another
Earl?
one, a different
Yeah.
one. Let's do your example. So the other prompt is let's find other active incidents that are related to the same topic as this one.
Also clarify, what are we actually using? Is this also
Yeah, so-
generative AI or is this Now Assist or?
Yeah, Earl or Andrew, do you want to like kind of rewind a bit and kind of give us the 50,000-foot view?
Absolutely. So this comment here in using the generative AI in this way is using ServiceNow large language model, and it is taking your comment and the other code and sending it to that large language model and predicting what you want based off of that comment and the other context it has, which in this case are those other code lines it sent above. And it is going to give you ServiceNow centric because we've trained this on ServiceNow. So you'll see that it understands Glide, the context you're in. So it understands that you have current and previous available because we're in a business rule, and is going to give you a response that takes all that into account for you. So while you still need to do some prompting, this helps you go a little faster here. And so he put in a comment, and then he invoked the generation, which here is using Command
Control.
Enter if you're using a Mac, and Control Enter if you're using a Windows-based machine.
Yep, so I just press Control Enter. That's when you see this start spinning, and then it comes up with the code.
Yep, and now it's a grayed out suggestion, and you can either accept or reject that. So rejecting it is escape, and accepting it is a tab.
Or you could press Control right arrow and word through it up to the point you want.
Ooh,
That
I
is
didn't
incredible.
know you could do that.
Yeah, so code is it's basically text to code, right?
Mhm.
So you just type in a comment like, "Hey, what do you want?" and then it gives you the code. Another cool thing it can do. I don't know if you're ready. Did you want to show? Can I show you something different, Earl, or did you want to still finish this?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
So, go back and create some code like what we just had, or just undo, or yeah, whatever. So text to code is one thing. Another thing you can do is code completion. So go ahead and tab this code and get rid of like lines 7 and 8. And at the end of, no, not even, at the end of, yeah, do Command Enter, do that, run your code generation thing again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Feature code based on context, right? So it doesn't know.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me try this then. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget the query again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so code assist and code completion are both part of this feature here.
Oh my gosh. You know how many times I've like yelled at my application because I couldn't figure out, and it was just because I forgot to query?
Same.
That's dope. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that was in there too.
Yeah.
Yep, that's very handy. Especially in a use case like, as an example, one of the examples I use is I've generated my code or created my code up to an if block, and I haven't crafted my else yet. I could just go ahead and invoke the generator, and it will try and craft me the appropriate else block for that goes with my if.
Oh, let me try that.
Yeah, someone asked, "Hey, where is this available?" And I was talking to one of my fellow outbound PMs. He said it's in all. I don't know what this means, so correct me if it's in all Monte Carlo editors.
So it is in all the Monaco editors.
Monaco, sorry, not Monte Carlo. Monaco editors.
Yeah, same thing. No,
Yeah.
kidding.
So the easy way to understand it is if you see the mini map of your code on the right hand side of the script editor box, it's available.
Nice.
So since he doesn't have a ton of code, you may not notice that there's a little mini map of your code in the right hand side of the script editor box, but there is.
Whoa.
I kind of broke. I think I broke it, but whatever. I pressed Control Enter once and it went wild and then stopped.
Yeah, so this is a different capability than we were showing with the generative AI controller. This is analysis for creator. It is going to be released. There were a lot of questions about this. Will be released in the same time frame. So at Vancouver, shortly after Vancouver general availability, and really excited about it. And again, if you're interested in getting in our early access program, reach out to your account team, and we can potentially bring you into our early access program. But otherwise, it will be at Vancouver GA shortly thereafter.
Yeah, Jonah asks, is Now Assist a platform feature? And we're actually going to have several Now Assist products. Now Assist for Creator is one of them, right? That's one Andrew just mentioned. But we're also going to have Now Assist for IT, HR, CSM, etc. So they won't be platform features per se. They're each going to kind of follow its own, branding, I guess, to call it, or SKU. So that's what's going to work. All of them, including Creator, they do use the controller in the background, right? It's sort of like the underpinning. But then, beyond that, it does its own cool things like Code Assist, etc.
Radical.
Thanks
I can't wait for GA.
for showing that, Earl. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun working on the Now Assist for Code. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying it. It is learning to be very helpful.
Wow.
It's fun to see something as it's evolving.
No kidding.
Once customers see it, it's is fairly well baked. But I got to see it as it was coming along, and when it suggests certain code. My favorite place to using it right now, though, is places where I don't remember the pattern very well. As an example, instant scan definitions, like those scripted ones, use a different pattern than the business rules. So they're expecting engine, dot, and like finding. And I don't ever remember that normally. And so when I have it help me there, I'm like, oh yeah, here's how I'm supposed to write the script here.
Yeah.
It's very handy.
Well, I think we've brought a pretty good bow and placed it directly on not only this live stream, but also the excitement for this product. So huge congrats to Earl again for getting everything working so fast that we almost had to stall for more to do. So big round of applause.
It works so well. Yay. So these things always really excite me because I've been using generative AI for a lot of creative purposes. Things that I know, and a lot of things that I was just like, I can do this myself, but it's just going to take a lot of time. And so I get to focus on much more fun things. Basically, like one example is we received surveys. It was all qualitative answer surveys, so a lot of text to run through. And then I used generative AI to basically give me summaries of all of that, each question and all of their answers. And it properly did stuff like, most of your people are saying this. And there were a couple of people that did say this. But like, I just wanted a summary. I didn't even think about categorizing them by majority sentiment, versus
Yeah.
low one, because that's one of the things. Like I tell people all the time, like, don't let one or two very negative sentiments detract away from the 99% positive ones. Like, let it inform you, but single person that is that detracts from it shouldn't be the exact reason why you drive your product, basically. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what generative AI thought of that for me. So it's filling in gaps of things that I weren't thinking of, and that fun stuff is fun. And plus, who doesn't want to summarize things into like limericks and stuff like that? So
No kidding.
sweet. Oh, so we're getting near the end of the show. So what we usually do is we rate our drinks, and we're going to say what's coming up afterwards. If I were to rate my drink, this is actually really tasty. I really like this Guinness Nitro Cold Brew coffee. I would give it a solid 4. It's pretty good.
but we were successful, so
4.25. 4.25.
Same here. Ginger ale never seems to fail. I'll give it a 4. So today I'm up to 4.25 as well.
My Jefferson's was delicious. I enjoyed it very much. It's a 4.5.
Ooh. And Victor?
This LaCroix flavor limoncello, I gotta say I've had better, so I'll give it a 3 out of 5. But since we're grading on a curve, I'll 3.25 out of 5.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We're in the middle of our stuff, so I quickly showed off the redesigned application manager. If you want to see more about that, you can tune in to Creator Toolbox, which is airing on Tuesday. If you want to set a reminder, you can either find the remind me button on our YouTube channel, so go back to the main YouTube channel where you're watching right now, or go to the Vancouver content calendar, which Lauren just showed on the screen, devlink.sn/Vancouver, and you'll see everything that you need that you might be interested in for the Vancouver season, whether it be podcasts, videos, live streams, blog articles. We're doing a ton of stuff in the next couple of months, so make sure to check it out and tune in. Did anybody else have anything else to plug? Victor, if people have questions specifically, is there a way to reach you? Should they just come ask us, and then we'll redirect them to you? What would you prefer?
Yeah, that works. Well, come GA, we're going to have a community forum for generative AI as well. And, I lurk on the Slack channel, as some of you do as well. So, I'll be there as well. So, yeah, community would definitely the main way to go to reach us.
Awesome.
And you can reach me on Slack, the SNDev Slack, HAB there, or email directly. Happy to field any questions. It's a very tricky email, andrew.barnes@servicenow.com.
You haven't registered hab.@servicenow.com yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Missed opportunity.
All right. I think we're good.
Awesome.
Well, thanks so much for having us. This was so much fun.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
welcome back, Andrew.
Yeah.
To your return to Live Coding Happy Hour. We're always happy to have you. Victor, thank you for joining us. Lauren, thank you for pressing buttons in the background. Usually I'm pressing the buttons, so good job. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Have a good Friday.